Part 1. You were never meant to kill your darkness. You were meant to use it as a blade. You're not weak because you have darkness. You're weak because you pretend you don't. Every instinct you exile. Anger, ambition, hunger, defiance doesn't disappear. It festers. It leaks. It drives your life from the shadows. You don't rise by killing it. You rise by leashing it. Cold mind doesn't heal darkness. It arms it. It doesn't apologize for instincts. It architects them into precision. The enemy isn't your dark side. It's your denial of it. Because unclaimed fire burns the wrong things. Directed fire builds unbreakable structures. And right now, you're either shaping it into a weapon or it's shaping you into a weakness. There is no third option. Don't heal your darkness. Harness it before it builds its own throne inside you. Part 2. You don't choose to have a dark side. You only choose to command it or be ruled by it. You were built with darkness, hardwired, rage, defiance, hunger, greed, fear. They're not glitches. They're core systems. Cold mind sees it clearly. You don't choose whether you have a dark side. You only choose who commands it. Because if you don't leash it, it leaks through passive aggression. It mutates into self-sabotage. It bursts out in moments you can't afford. Suppressed darkness isn't harmless. It's a ticking system, growing teeth in silence. You think denial is control. It's not. Denial is permission. The parts of you that you refuse to acknowledge don't disappear. They just operate without supervision. Every fear you won't name becomes reaction time when pressure hits. Every aggression you suppress becomes bitterness in your movements. Every hunger you deny becomes weakness someone else can weaponize. You're not avoiding chaos. You're letting chaos drive from the back seat. Cold mind doesn't heal darkness. It puts it on a leash, gives it assignments, selects its battlefields. Because when you command it, rage becomes force projection. Fear becomes situational awareness. Defiance becomes boundary protection. Hunger becomes strategic ambition. You don't become less human, you become more structured. And structure beats raw force every time. You are not broken because you feel fire. You're broken when you refuse to forge it. Unharnessed darkness will burn you. Harnessed darkness will build you. The only real danger is pretending it doesn't exist. Your darkness isn't your enemy. Your fear of wielding it is. Part 3. The more you deny your dark side, the more it runs you from below. You think ignoring your darkness makes you clean, makes you pure, makes you safe. But cold mind sees the loop you're trapped in. The more you suppress, the more your system compensates, in ways you can't see. Here's how the trap operates. You suppress anger. It mutates into passive withdrawal. You suppress ambition. It mutates into quiet resentment. You suppress fear. It mutates into fake bravery and sudden collapse. You suppress defiance. It mutates into silent bitterness. You don't erase the energy. You just drive it underground. And underground systems don't obey logic. They follow primal scripts. When your shadow acts without orders, it doesn't ask, is this the right battlefield? Is this the right moment? Is this strategically wise? It just strikes. At the wrong time, in the wrong direction, at the wrong cost. You call it self-sabotage. It's not. It's shadow running loose, because you refuse to command it. You call it emotional instability. It's not. It's internal chaos compensating for your silence. You're not losing control randomly. You're losing control because you never built a system to integrate the fire you pretend doesn't exist. Cold mind doesn't reject the fire. It forges it. Rage gets filtered into decisive power. Ambition gets sharpened into clear targeting. Fear gets rerouted into environmental scanning. Everything has a use, but only if you harness first. Only if you name what's present and assign where it's allowed to act. Shadow logic is simple. Unchanneled energy mutates. Channeled energy builds empires. The only difference is who took the reins first. You're not betrayed by your darkness. You're betrayed by your refusal to train it. Part 4. Shadow. Harnessing, identify, frame, deploy. You don't eliminate darkness, you recruit it. And Cold Mind uses a clean system for that. Step 1. Identify. Name the fire without flinching. You can't harness what you're scared to name. Rage, envy, greed, fear, defiance. Label it without judgment, without excuse, without story. Just, this energy exists. If you don't name it, it names you. If you don't see it, it drives you blind. Awareness first, ownership second. Only then, control. Step 2. Frame. Choose where the darkness is allowed to move. Energy without a field leaks everywhere. You build the field. Ask, where is this force useful? Where does it cause damage? Where can it be weaponized without cost? Example. Rage is lethal in emotional arguments. Rage is strategic in boundary setting. You don't suppress the fire. You build corridors, where it can run without burning your infrastructure. Frame defines battlefields. Frame prevents friendly fire. Step 3. Deploy. Release it with precision, not permission. When the moment comes, you don't hesitate. You don't overthink. You don't apologize for using your own arsenal. You deploy. Focused. Clean. Tactical. Anger. Short burst to lock a boundary. Fear. Channel it to scan weaknesses before entering conflict. Greed. Aim it toward long-term positioning, not short-term hoarding. Deployment isn't emotional. It's engineered. The fire doesn't run you. You load it, aim it, fire it. Then seal it back into the vault. No residue. No chaos. No guilt. Shadow isn't suppressed. Shadow isn't indulged. Shadow is assigned. And assignment beats suppression. Every single time. You don't overcome your dark side. You conscript it. You aim it. You outgrow it by forging it into the architecture of power. Part 5. He didn't suppress his darkness. He deployed it like a weapon. He wasn't the loudest, wasn't the most aggressive, wasn't the coldest. But in every room, he moved with quiet pressure. Not because he had no darkness, but because he controlled exactly where, when, and how it was allowed to move. When boundaries were crossed, he didn't explode. He locked eye contact, spoke fewer words, dropped his tone half a register. The fire was there, but it was focused. When ambition pulled him toward short-term wins, he didn't indulge. He tightened focus, redirected the hunger into long-term positioning instead of grabbing scraps. The desire still existed. It just obeyed different commands. When anger flashed, he didn't deny it. He delayed it. analyzed it, asked, "Is this battlefield worthy of my fire?" If yes, he struck, fast, clean, final. If not, he stored it and let it ferment into strategic coldness for a better fight. The result? He wasn't volatile. He was gravitational. People didn't fear him because he was harsh. They respected him because they could feel. There was fire behind his walls. And it wasn't leaking. It was disciplined, and disciplined darkness commands more territory than uncontrolled light ever could. He didn't hide his shadow. He outpositioned it. He turned it into an ally instead of a liability. And because of that, he moved in rooms where louder men burned themselves out. He didn't fight his shadow. He fed it a leash, gave it a target, and built an empire behind its silent power. Part 6. Final message. Your darkness was never the threat. Your lack of control was. You were never broken because you had a dark side. You were broken because you didn't claim command over it. Every instinct you called bad, every surge of rage, ambition, hunger, defiance, wasn't weakness. It was unshaped force. And force without shape destroys everything it touches. But force with design builds dominance. Cold mind doesn't pretend to be pure. It refuses to be chaotic. It names the fire. It sets the battlefield. It commands the deployment. You don't need to heal your darkness. You need to harness it so cleanly that it fears disobeying your system. You don't kill it. You can script it. You load it like a weapon into the structure you designed, for battles you chose. That's not repression. That's sovereignty. Transition to next video. In the next video, we'll expose self-doubt is installed, not innate. How your self-doubt was programmed into you from the start, and how to rip it out by the roots. Subscribe. Name your fire. Build your arsenal. Move with cold precision.